The Effect of Water in Electrolysis by KayScience.com. Electrolysis is a process which uses electricity to break down ionic compounds. Here we have solid potassium chloride, which has a giant ionic lattice structure where the ions are held in a regular arrangement, held by strong ionic bonds. This particle diagram represents one water molecule, where the chemical formula is H2O. If water is mixed with potassium chloride, the potassium chloride dissociates into its ions. Dissociate means to break down. The potassium chloride dissociates into its potassium ions and chloride ions, which are now free to move in the solution. And it's because of water that potassium chloride has been able to dissociate, which means to break down into its individual ions. Water doesn't stay as the simple molecule that it is. It ionizes into hydroxide ions and hydrogen ions. Ionizes means to form ions. Notice how the potassium chloride is already made of ions, potassium ions and chloride ions. The potassium chloride just breaks down into its ions that are already there, which is why we say it dissociates. Whereas water is a simple molecule, there are no ions present. When it ionizes, the covalent bond breaks, forming OH- ions and H+ ions. The ionization of water to a hydroxide ion and hydrogen ion is easily reversible. We can show this using a balanced symbol equation where H2O, alpha liquids, and then the reversible sign, reacts to form OH- AQ for aqueous plus H+ AQ for aqueous. This equation just shows water ionizing into hydroxide ions and hydrogen ions, and how it can be reversed where hydroxide ions react with hydrogen ions to form water again. As solid potassium chloride has dissolved in liquid water, we can now write KCl AQ for aqueous, as this is now an aqueous solution of potassium chloride. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. AQ means aqueous, which is where a solid has dissolved in water. For electrolysis to work, the ions always need to be free to move. Therefore, the ionic compound either needs to be in an aqueous state or a molten state. Now, it is easier to dissolve than melt, as dissolving just requires putting the ionic compound in water, whereas melting requires high temperatures and a lot of electricity. Using water to make the ions free to move saves a lot of money, as less heat is used and less electricity is used. Whenever you're dealing with an ionic compound which has dissolved in water, there are always 4 ions present. The ions in aqueous solutions which are always present are H+, hydrogen ions, OH-, hydroxide ions, positive metal cations, and negative non-metal anions. The hydrogen and hydroxide ions come from water, and the metal cation and non-metal anion come from the salt. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Pause the video here to practice the keywords. The answers will follow. Press pause to answer the questions. The answers will follow. If stuck, just rewatch the video. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes. And don't forget to visit KayScience.com for more videos, worksheets, and quizzes at KayScience.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe.